Yaman is not just an actor or a screen figure. For many, he is a symbol of hope. Through hard work and dedication, he reached international fame. But today, he seems trapped in mistakes that threaten his career. For years, I warned that Italy was a trap for him. There, he built friendships and relationships that do not help him, but instead try to extinguish his light. The environment he lives in plays a decisive role. False friends, hostile press, wrong company. All of this is draining him. His biggest mistake was trusting the wrong people. While his true fans admired him, dark plans were being plotted around him. In Italy, he will never truly be free. He is used as tabloid gossip or as a publicity tool, but not as the great artist he is. This situation undermines his image and sabotages his future. Yet there is still hope. In Turkey, he can rise again, and outside Europe, Hollywood, the Balkans, the Middle East, and Latin America remain open to him. Staying in Italy only means sinking deeper. False friends drag him into a shallow life, away from who he really is. It hurts to see him like this, because Can is intelligent, ambitious, and hardworking. But no one can shine surrounded by those who deceive him. Freedom does not exist when you live as someone else's puppet. That is why my message is clear. Can, return to Turkey. Return to your family, to your true friends, and to the fans who love you unconditionally. We are still here, ready to applaud and support you. There is still time to make the right choice, but it is not endless. The future is in your hands. Don't forget that you are not just anyone. You are Can Yaman. I believe his situation perfectly reflects what it means to be in the spotlight. Loved, criticized, misunderstood, and idolized at the same time. Some fans feel disappointed, accusing him of surrounding himself with the wrong people and wasting himself on excess. But he remains an adult man, free to make mistakes and to live as he chooses. Many say he has lost his way, that he is no longer the actor who once captivated millions. Perhaps there is some truth. His long silence, the distance from fans, the constant rumors have built a wall. Still, we cannot reduce everything to gossip. Can has always shown discipline and the ability to reinvent himself. As for Demet Özdemir, her name is inevitably tied to his, but in reality, their paths have split. She represents the past, mentioned more because of fans' nostalgia than actual facts. Demet shines without scandals, and that unsettles those around her. Some try to reduce her to just an ex, but that is short-sighted. Their complicity left a deep mark. Meanwhile, absurd rumors about mansions and impulsive decisions circulate, but she remains firm, without falling into provocations. Today, Demet is one of the most respected figures in Turkish entertainment, not only for her talent on screen, but for the way she handles her private life with respect and discretion. While Can seems lost, she keeps growing, advancing, projecting consistency. I hope one day they can meet again as mature human beings, not for reconciliation, but for closure and understanding. And if that doesn't happen, that's fine too, because Demet Özdemir doesn't need scandals or labels. Being herself is enough. I don't know how many people could have endured what Demet has lived through in these last few years. The media pressure, the expectations of the public, and on top of it all, a past relationship that refuses to let her go. Because yes, the shadow of Can Yaman is always there. In every interview, in every public appearance, in every inquisitive look, as if she were responsible for what he's going through now, as if she had to carry the weight of decisions that weren't hers. And yet, she has moved forward. We see her working, committed to her projects, reinventing herself, not through scandal or drama, but through consistency, through self-love. That doesn't mean she hasn't suffered, quite the opposite. I'm convinced Demet has cried in silence many times, that she has doubted, felt anger, helplessness, sadness. But she didn't make it public. She didn't seek pity. She didn't use her pain for attention. And that, in a world where everything is exploited for a few minutes of fame, is admirable. Demet represents many women who have been criticized for choosing peace over a stormy love. Women who have been judged for not staying where they were no longer happy, for not sacrificing themselves for someone who didn't know how to value them. And now what? Is what's happening to Ken also her fault? For leaving him? For not going down with him? How absurd! I can't help but respect how she has handled everything. While some expected a scandal, a fight, an explosive interview, she responded with work, with presence, with new projects, with a smile that, even if it hurts on the inside, shows she refuses to be broken. Her life is not defined by an ex. Her story doesn't end because someone else chose a different path. Many forget that behind a famous actress is a woman who loves, who suffers, who makes mistakes sometimes, but who also learns. And Demet has learned. I see it in her gaze, in the way she speaks, in how she has distanced herself from everything that doesn't serve her. Not out of pride, but out of necessity. Because there are battles that are not worth fighting, and there are people, no matter how much you've loved them, that can't be saved if they don't want to save themselves. Demet is not perfect. She doesn't have to be. But she is an example of how to rebuild from calm, of how to make difficult decisions and stand by them with integrity, of how not to respond to hate with hate. And honestly, I believe time will prove her right, because while others get stuck in vicious circles, she continues to move forward, step by step, firmly, without making noise, but leaving a mark. I wish more people saw the full story, not just the headlines, not just the rumors. Because if there's one thing that's clear, it's that Demet Özdemir has shown that real strength isn't about shouting louder. It's about knowing when to remain silent. And sometimes the greatest love is the one you have for yourself. And that no one can take away. To me, Demet is a symbol of growth. One of those human beings who choose to grow, even when it hurts. Who choose not to look back, even when the past tries to haunt them. And that doesn't make her cold or insensitive. On the contrary, it makes her strong. It makes her free. Sometimes I think the bravest thing Demet has done wasn't leaving Cannes or rejecting an apology. It was choosing the hardest path. The one where you don't give explanations, where you don't play the media game, where you live your truth even when the world wants spectacle. That's why every time I see her on screen, in interviews, or simply walking with that calm she's learned to cultivate, I can't help but admire her. Because in an industry that devours privacy, she has managed to protect hers. Because in a world that demands reactions, she offers silence. Because where others scream, she breathes. And even if many don't understand it and remain attached to what once was, I understand her. Because I too have learned that sometimes the most powerful thing isn't what you say, but what you choose not to say.